Hi guys, this is Keshav Malpani. Welcome back to 12 Minutes to CLAT. Today we're going to discuss as to when can CLAT 2021 happen. We'll see as to what are the circumstances and what are the factors that are going to be very crucial in deciding this year's CLAT date. We'll also discuss as to what is going to be a strategy for the remaining time and how are we going to prepare ourselves to be ready for CLAT 2021. Okay, so we know that the application form for CLAT 2021 has been postponed till June 15 for now. Okay, so June 15, since it's postponed till June 15, we know that CLAT cannot happen in June now. Okay, so there is a possibility that it can happen sometime in mid-July, but a major obstacle here is 12th board exams. Okay, so in my experience, I feel that till the time 12th board exams happen, it's very difficult to conduct any government exam in the country. Okay, it could be JEE, it could be NEET, and it includes CLAT as well. Okay, so it is slightly difficult to conduct CLAT unless 12th board exam happens. So there is a trend that I'm recently witnessing on social media, particularly on Twitter, wherein people are asking the government to scrap 12th board exams. That is a possibility, but I don't think that the government will be too much in its favor, because on your 12th standard, there are a lot of colleges that depend, right? Particularly if you talk about Delhi University or Mumbai University, they take students directly on the basis of their 12th class performance. So if they do not have a proper performance, if there are no marks and everybody is just passed, then it becomes slightly difficult for these universities to take students on that basis. Even for exams like CLAT, JEE, there is a minimum cutoff, and there are some exams for which part of their, I would say, weightage is taken from the 12th standard. So those exams also will be hindered a lot. Another point of concern while deciding the CLAT date is the third wave that everybody is talking about. Okay, third wave of COVID-19. So we don't know if it's going to happen. We don't know when it is going to happen, if it actually happens. So we are presently in the second wave. I hope that we are at the end of the second wave. So that could also play a crucial role in deciding the final CLAT date. So as of now, we are not very sure, but as is my experience and as per the circumstances, as I already told you, we can be sure that CLAT cannot happen for the next at least 1.5 to 2 months. Okay, so we have enough time to prepare for ourselves. So we're going to discuss as to what can we do in the next 1.5 2 months to improve our mock scores, improve our general performance so that we can do a lot better in CLAT. Firstly, I would like to tell you guys, if you're not following our Telegram groups, please follow them, because we are doing daily quiz on our Telegram groups and we've been doing it really well this time. So you can follow the Telegram groups. We have two groups. One is the Telegram group. Second is the Telegram discussion lounge. You can find their links in the description box. So that is going to be very crucial, and we have a lot of fruitful discussions as well there. Now let's discuss as to what should be a strategy and what are the things that we should focus on. Okay. So by now, since you guys have been preparing for at least, I would say, 3 to 4 months, most of you, we need to understand as to what are our weak sections. Okay, so all of us have 1 or 2 weak sections generally when we prepare for CLAT. We need to identify that, और identify करने का तरीका क्या होगा? We can see our mock test marks as to most of the mistakes that we are making, or there are some sections that we probably do not attempt only because we're not too sure about it. We need to identify those sections and start working on those sections, because now we have enough time to make sure that we know all the sections properly. Because if you want to be a CLAT topper or you want a rank in top 500 somewhere, you cannot have a weak section. Because for example, I'll give you a very simple example. Say mathematics or quantitative aptitude or data interpretation is your weak section. Now for example, say you believe that current affairs is your strong suit. Now what happens is, when you go to current affairs, the paper may be so difficult that you may not know a lot of questions. So your strong suit becomes your weak suit in the final exam. And over that, your maths was already weak. Now that creates a lot of problem, and it creates a lot of panic in the exam. So in CLAT, when you're going for an exam like CLAT and an all India exam, you cannot have a weak section. There are some sections that are going to be above average. There are some sections that are going to be average. You cannot have a weak section. You cannot have a section where you can understand, and you can decide ki I will not do more than say 2 questions or 3 questions. You have to be there. You have to be attentive in all those questions. So if you believe that your maths is not too strong, start understanding those concepts properly, start understanding as to what is expected of you, and start solving a lot of questions on a daily basis. Okay, questions say I'll come again to something that I actually discuss every single time, that is mock tests. Please make it a habit in the last 1.5 2 months to do 3 mock tests every week from 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. 2 p.m. to 4 p.m. is because that is the actual CLAT time. and that is the time which is the most lazy time during the day if you look at it, because that is the post lunch time. So make it a habit to do your mock test from 2 to 4 and analyze them on the very same day. If you do not know how to analyze your mock test, visit the strategy videos playlist on our channel. We have recently made a video on how to effectively analyze your mock test on the very same day. That is very important. There is no compromise on this. Other than that, since these are full mock tests, okay, so you have to do 2 or 3. I would suggest 3 every week. But there are certain sections that are not as strong as the other sections, as we already discussed. For example, say your English reading speed is not too fast, or or for example, in critical reasoning, you're making a lot of mistakes again and again. So what you got to do is you need to solve a lot of sectional tests also. Okay, you can solve sectional tests from maybe your coaching center. You can find other books that have certain questions with respect to these kind of sections also. So you can solve as many questions as you can, but I suggest you to solve 3 questions in English comprehension and 3 questions in critical reasoning on a daily basis. Okay, so this is an everyday task that you have to do. 3 questions in English and 3 questions in critical reasoning. And if you feel that your mathematics or DI is not as strong, 3 questions in DI as well on a daily basis. Okay, this is 7 days a week. There is no compromise on this. Another thing you have to do 7 days a week is to start reading newspaper editorials. I have talked to a lot of students now, and a lot of students tell me that they haven't yet started reading the newspaper editorials, and even if they have started, they're not too comfortable, or I would say not too regular with it. Now that creates a lot of problem. Please start reading newspaper editorials, because you won't even understand that most of the questions that you see in your examination will come directly from there. Okay, it not only helps you with your current affairs, it helps you with your interpretation, which is critical reasoning. It helps you with your legal knowledge. It helps you with your reading speed. Okay, so it's kind of a one-stop solution to all your problems for CLAT under the new pattern. So you need to read the newspaper editorials on a daily basis. There is no compromise again on this as well. So as I told you, solving sectional tests, solving mock tests and so on, and the frequency also I told you, make a 30-day plan. Okay, follow this particular schedule for a period of 30 days. Okay, you will definitely improve a lot, because what will happen is when you do a lot of mock tests, you will realize as to what is your comfortable section and what is your comfortable way of attempting the entire paper. Okay, when we not do a lot of mock tests, we realize that we're not very comfortable, because maybe we are not able to see all the 150 questions. We don't have to solve all the questions. Okay, we don't have to attempt all the 150 questions, but it becomes very important to see all those 150 questions and be able to make that choice to do or to not to do a question. That is very important. Okay, so if you have not reached that level where you're able to see all the 150 questions, this means that you have not done enough mock tests. So you need to do a lot of mock tests, and there is, again, I'm repeating it again and again, that there is no compromise on doing the mock tests and analyzing them on the very same day. Follow this plan that I told you for a period of 30 days. After 30 days, you can mention in the comment box if it actually helped you. You can also email it to me directly. I've mentioned the email ID in the description box. I'll be more than happy to consider all your concerns. Okay, this is the last time, and we need to push that last gear button now, and obviously start preparing with it, because we see there are a lot of things that keep happening in current affairs and legal affairs, and there are some concepts that needs a lot of brushing up, because हमने पहले किया होता है और अभी हम थोड़ा सा भूल जाते हैं उनको, तो उनको ब्रशिंग अप की जरूरत पड़ती है. सो कीप डूइंग दैट साइड बाय साइड. ठीक है, टेस्ट करने साथ में हमें कॉन्सेप्ट भी ब्रश अप करने हैं. डोंट डू दिस कि वील डू द कॉन्सेप्ट्स फर्स्ट देन वील डू द टेस्ट. दैट विल नॉट वर्क एट ऑल फॉर यू, बिकॉज ऑब्वियसली concepts will never end. Okay, they will keep on coming. Some or the other issue will keep on coming. So you need to be sure of the concepts also in the current affairs. Make sure that you do the current affairs from September or October 2020, because that is when CLAT 2020 happened, late in September last year. So उससे करना जरूरी है, but with a special focus on the last 3 to 4 months from the date of CLAT 2021. ठीक है, CLAT 2021 से पहले जो 3-4 महीने के करंट अफेयर्स होंगे उनको करना बहुत ज़्यादा जरूरी है, इंक्लूडिंग द लीगल अफेयर्स, बिकॉज वी सॉ इन द लास्ट ईयर पेपर ऑल्सो there were lot of questions from in the legal reasoning section as well as in the current affairs section from the last 3 to 4 months also. Okay, so that's it about the session from my side. If you still face any question as to how to prepare and what to do, please mention in the comment box, and please participate in the comment box discussions also, because you can help a lot of other aspirants that you may not know, right? So it always helps to keep sharing your thoughts, to keep sharing your strategy with other people. So keep yourself activated whenever there are comments in the comment box. And that's it from my side. If you like our sessions, please subscribe to our channel and press the bell icon so you don't miss any updates from us. Keep liking us and keep following us like this. Thank you so much for attending this session.